right? So under the VAT adjustment, give me a second that I will get that. Share it with you. Right. You are supposed to do question number what? 1, right? Am I correct? You are supposed to do question number 1, right? Can someone tell me what the question that I have asked you all to go through with the paper in that period? It was question number 1, right? And unfortunately, there is a loud noise going out there. Okay, question number 1, right? Okay. Sure, thanks, sir. Right. So, definitely this time there would be in the company question also the VAT, right? Yeah? So now we all can see the question as well, I guess. Now since we have the question, we'll move on. Can you all see the whiteboard? I am having some errors. Now can, right? Alright, okay, now fine. So we supposed to do the question number 1. So question number 1, it's all about the sales journal, purchase journal, sales journal and return invoice journal, right? So this should be your answer. So if I take it here, this is the date and this is the invoice number, sales invoice number. Here it would be the customer, then amount, VAT part. This is amount, then this is VAT, and this is stock. Right? So that's how it comes. Right? That's how it comes. Then now you all can see first one, company sold the goods on credit basis for. Now see what it says. Following transaction have been occurred in Nishadi's bookshop for the month of December 2019. So it says Nishadi's business is registered company under the VAT and VAT rate is 10%. So keep it in mind, your VAT rate should be 10%. So 10% is the VAT rate, right? All the below amounts are excluded VAT except the amounts mentioning return inwards. So any amount except for the return inwards, any amount, it should be what? Without the VAT. That means return inwards, they say all the below amounts are excluded VAT except the amounts mentioned in return inwards. That means only in return inwards is included VAT. Included VAT. If it is 110, so that means it's included VAT. Again, you can't put the VAT to here. We have already discussed that, but I'm not going to repeat the same thing. Right? First one. Now keep it in mind. You prepare first one, sales journal. You should know what you record in sales journal. What we record in sales journal? Credit sales of which goods? Trade goods. Keep in mind, it should be trade goods. So two conditions to be satisfied to make it for the sales journal. So one is the credit sale, the other one is the first one is the credit sale, then the other one is the trade goods. But it says first one. So be careful. Only the relevant transactions for sales journal could be recorded in here. Other than that, you can't record anything else. First one. Company sold the goods on credit basis 100,000 for some money. Right? So 100,000 for some money. So here I would say Samanali, whatever. Samanali. Amount is 100,000. VAT rate is 10%, means it's 10,000. So total amount is now how much? 110,000. Total amount is 110,000. Right? Total amount is 110,000. Then next one is what? Sales to Ranmali on credit basis 250,000. So the other one is Ranmali. Amount is 250,000. So 10% VAT means 25,000. So altogether here 275. Right? Then the next one. Sold the goods on credit basis 500,000. 10% trade goods was given from the listed price. I have used the name to there, so you can take any name, your name or whatever. So you say you have sold this for Kamal because the name was not there. But it says sold the goods on credit basis for rupees 500,000 and 10% trade discount was given from the listed value. Right? 10% trade discount was given from the listed value. Keep it in mind until you finish off whatever examination for the accounting subject. Whenever you see trade discount, be careful. You're supposed to eliminate the trade discount. You're supposed to remove the trade discount. So in accounting, we don't recognize the trade discount. We just calculate the trade discount and remove it. So always keep it in mind. Once you see any trade discount, once you identify any kind of a trade discount, you're supposed to eliminate the trade discount, and further for the calculations, you take the amount after deduction of the trade discount. Now look here. Come on. They say 500,000 listed price, they say but 10% trade discount is there. 10% trade discount is, guys, look here. Out of the 500,000, 10% trade discount is 50,000. So the amount should be how much? 450,000. Amount should be 450,000. This VAT should be how much? 45,000. Keep it in mind, some of the students they take 450 to here without the trade. That means after subtracting the trade discount. After subtracting the trade discount, you take the amount to here. But be careful, though you have taken 450,000 to here, you can't calculate the 10% VAT again on 500,000. 10% VAT comes From this 450,000, so it's 495. Right? So that's how it comes. Right? So keep it in mind whenever you see the trade discount, you have to eliminate. Next one is what? Following items were sold for NIMI traders. So I will take it to here, NIMI. We'll see what are the amounts you could take it. See, per unit is how much? 50. Into quantity 2000, so the amount is 100,000. But there is a 5% discount. Once you subtract the 5% discount, it's 95,000. 95,000. Right? Here is one item is 95,000. Right? If you are joining for the first time for the class, that QT is in the WhatsApp group. Huh? So, limit 95,000, that's for pens. Now see CR books. Per unit 250, quantity is 1000. So it's 250,000 into trade discount 10% you're supposed to eliminate. So trade discount would be 25,000. So the balance part would be here 225,000. So the amount would be 225 plus 95, 320. 320,000, then 10% discount means how much? 32,000. Then the total amount would be 350. Okay. Then what else they say? The company sold his their computer for 500,000 on credit base. So now look here. They say this is a bookshop. So you have to identify if this is a bookshop, what is the trade good? It's the stationery items. This is a bookshop. Trade good means the stationery items. Clear? If this is a bookshop, trade goods means stationery items. See, you take to here what? Not all the credit base is sales. You don't take all the credit base is sales to here. Credit base is sales plus you take into here what? Trade goods. You take into here the trade goods. That means goods you purchase for the reselling purpose. Just consider for a stationery shop, what should be the trade good? Should be the stationery items. Now see, they have given you a transaction. It says they have sold the computer for credit basis. My question that you are supposed to answer for is, if they say they have sold the computer for credit basis, can we take that transaction for sales journal, or we have to select something else as a prime entry book for that? Just share your answers, please. Can we all take this transaction, computer sold on credit basis, for our sales journal? Can we all take it? Okay, we have few answers now. Yes, of course, you can't take the computer sales, even still it's a credit basis transaction, you can't take it for the sales journal. Because the logic is, if this is on credit basis, doesn't matter, you have to check whether they have sold the trade goods. For a stationery shop, computer is not an item that they resell. For a computer shop, trade good is computers, but for a stationery shop, computer is not a trade goods, not for reselling purpose. You haven't seen over the bookshop for computers so this is not a trade good, right? So you can't take it for that. Then we should go for the general journal. Now you will be wonder. So look here. Anyway, this is sales. Anyway, this is sales 50,000 is whether it's trade or untrade. So this is a sales. Is it liable for VAT? Keep it in mind. The question is says non-trade goods are not liable for VAT. So no need to think about the VAT adjustment also, because you prepare the VAT account also. So no need to consider this for the VAT calculation also. Just eliminate the whole transaction. Okay. Then what it says? Cash sales. Look here. Here you take only credit sales, so forget about the cash sales. But keep it in mind, cash sales, even you eliminate you remove the transaction for the cash sales, keep it in mind, once you take the VAT account, I guess that you all haven't done it. Once you prepare the VAT payable account or VAT control account, right? This cash sales how much? Cash sales is how much? 400,000. First thing is, cash sales 400,000 doesn't come under here. But still, whether it's credit basis or cash basis, if it is trade goods, you are liable to VAT. You're supposed to pay the VAT for that. Then for cash sales also, even it doesn't come for sales journal, make sure. So this has been already like some kind of a discussion has been tested. Make a test about advanced adjustment. Now take it for your mind. Now even the cash sales doesn't comes under the sales journal. For the cash sales, also it's liable for the VAT. Cash sales also liable for the VAT. So now the amount is 400,000 and the VAT is 10%. VAT is 10%. So it's 40,000. So you know VAT on sales should be credited. This is the cash sales VAT, 40,000, because 400,000 into 10%. Yeah, I think everyone who is in this classroom at the moment have been missed this 40,000. Right? Is it clear? It doesn't come for sales journal. Yes, of course, correct. But once you are preparing the VAT account, you're supposed to take that cash sales also. Clear? Any questions? Let me know. Then that's all. The other two is return inwards. So we take the amounts to here. Here we write it down what? Credited to sales account. Credited to sales account. And how much is the total? 1120. Then this is the VAT. How much is the VAT? Total is 112%. Then here the total is 123. This is your total. Fine. Then now look here. What's double entry you supposed to pass to here? What's double entry to be passed? I told you what's double entry for this. Debtors debit how much? 1120. Then sales credit 1,232. And this is with VAT. Debtors debit because you are going to collect with VAT now. Then sales should be credited. Then the VAT account should be credited 100. Clear? So this is the double. This is the double. Right? Debtors debit, sales credit, VAT account credit 102. Now we'll take it for accounts. I would say this is my debtors account. Amount is 1,232,000. I would say this is sales. Then sales account should be credited how much? Debtors how much? 1,120,000. Can you remember there was cash sales also? Cash debit, sales credit. This is cash sales. Huh? Because all the transactions you have to put for the accounts. Doesn't matter. It doesn't come for sales journal, but it just comes for the sales journal. Then that VAT is here. Here the VAT for this cash sales. Then for this, the credit basis sales VAT is how much? See, 112. 112. This is the VAT. Clear? That's how you have to prepare it. If you haven't done, just go through with this and finish it. I will give you like just 1 minute. I will give you like 1 minute. If you have not completed, you can complete. Just 1 minute, I am giving. So when is the 2011 era application for submission closing date? For the private candidates, shall it is for private candidates. Ah. So basically it comes in Feb first. So basically I didn't hear about this time the things, right? So I think still not yet there. Private applicants, make sure that you all see the deadlines on that, because they want for the private applicants, they will give you a application form, then they will allocate the nearest school for you, and so many of some things, some works to be done. Right? I think still they have not issued the applications. But we'll see how it goes. Just try to contact some of like how the last time now. Yeah. For the students who are going to apply through the school, doesn't matter. They will come under the process. That process is some more to come. So because of the COVID, I think it's a bit delayed for the private applicants. So we'll see how it's going on there. So just see with some of the other students also, other friends also, whether they have issued it. For the student who do it from the school, doesn't matter. Right. Is it clear? Right. Shall we move for the next one then? Now they ask you to prepare the written inverse journal. Now let's take out writing. How much was the VAT to here? 112, right? Sales, then this is cash sales. Right? So I will move for the written inverse journal now. Written inverse journal. Right? Then here date, debit note, then it is credit note. Here comes written inverse note, who is the customer, amount, here is VAT, here is the total. Here is the total. Clear? So now the date is whatever date. So now first return is Ranmali. Customer is Ranmali. Then the value is 55,000. Don't put the amount to here. Now don't put the amount to here, because they have given you at the beginning of the question. So they say, look here, for the return inverse, it's included the VAT. They say for return inverse, it's included the VAT. So you have to include the VAT. Clear? You have to include the VAT. They say 55,000. This 55,000 for return inverse, they say except for the return inwards amounts, all the other things without the VAT. That means excluding the VAT. But return inwards, the question says very clearly this is including VAT. So if this is including VAT, don't put the amount and again put the VAT. Then VAT will be double counted. It's incorrect. Thought is incorrect. So how to now this is including VAT. So this is total amount 55,000. We will take the VAT amount. How to take the VAT amount? 55,000 divided by 110 multiply by 10, right? Then you will get VAT amount is how much? 5,000. Then the amount should be how much? 50,000. Clear? So many of questions we have done on this basis. Then NIMMI 110,000 goods. How it's including VAT? NIMMI. How to calculate VAT now? 110,000 divided by 110 because VAT is 10. So this is with VAT means divided by 110 multiply by 10. You will get 10,000 the VAT. So the amount should be 100,000. So we'll take the amounts to here. 565,000. Here it's 15,000. Here it's 150,000. Here we write it down what? Debited to return inwards here. Inwards account. Debited to the return inwards account. Here is debited to return inwards. Right. So now we will take the accounts. Return inwards. How much should be debited for return inwards? Keep in mind for sales, purchase, return inwards, return outwards, you have put SAMA and write it down. These accounts should be recognized without the VAT. Return inwards debit 150,000. Right? Then debtors. Then debtors credit. Earlier there was a debtors account. Just for the same account you can credit this. How much should be? 165,000. Return inwards. Now where to debit? See, if it is sales, VAT on sales, VAT is credited. Then VAT on return inwards, it should be debited. How much is? 15,000. So this is the entry you pass. If I write it in the short format for return inwards. Return inwards, debit how much? 150,000 without the VAT. Then see, you have to refund the VAT. You have to cancel the first VAT. That means here you have sold the goods. Now you have received some goods as return inwards. So when the VAT account is debited, how much? 15,000. Then debtors credit 165. Okay. So that's how it comes. Friends, any questions? Let me know. If you have any questions, you can ask from me. If you have to do some corrections, you can get it out. Right? You just get it done quickly. I hope everyone who comes to this classroom will have the past paper books. because there was credit sales. No? This 40,000 comes, there was a transaction for credit sales. Sorry, not the credit sales, cash sales. Cash sale doesn't comes for the sales channel. It's correct. Cash sale doesn't comes for the sales channel. Correct. But still, you're supposed to put the transactions once you prepare in the ledger accounts. Cash debit, sales credit. So from that cash sales also, it's liable for VAT. That's the point. Cash for the cash sales also, it's charged the VAT. VAT is charged not on credit basis. VAT is charged from the sales and purchases, irrespective of cash basis or credit basis, if it is the trade goods. Is it clear? Is it clear, Aisha sir? Good. Right? Shall we move to the second question? It's purchase journal and return outward journal. Those are the points you have to learn. Let's see 40,000 how it comes. Even you did record it for sales journal, you're supposed to take it for the sales account and the other one. So can't we use 100 ms? Yes, 100 is you can use it. 100 not the ms, I guess, fx, no? Fx or ms, you can use the 100 one. Above the 100 you can't use it. Then it comes programmable, right? Right. So I'll move to the next question also. So we have to go for the cash receipt and payment journal and do some of the past papers. So question number 2, you are supposed to prepare what? Purchase journal and return outward journal. So let me prepare first the purchase journal. Right. So we'll see what are the transactions. Yeah. Then VAT is 10%, right? Am I correct? VAT rate. All the below amounts are excluded VAT. Everything is not including the VAT, excluding the VAT. Here it should be supplied for the purchase journal. This is the purchase journal, right? Then what's the first one? Company purchased the goods on credit basis 500,000 from Nimali. Right? So amount is 500,000. 20 is 10% means it's 50,000. So the total amount is 500,000. Come on, just give me a second. Huh? right? So, yeah, it also called for like one of my students brother has been tested for positive. Like basically he's come for some online classes. You also better you like, safety first for these days because something gets happens like but still that you will miss the classes and so on. So make sure that you also use the safety measures, right? So okay. Anyway, now it's a purchase journal that we are supposed to do, right? So first one it says company purchased the goods on credit basis 500,000 from Nimali. So fine, which we have done it. The next one is purchase from Ranmali credit basis 250. Ranmali. Amount is 250,000. Then 10% means 25,000. The total amount is 275,000. Total amount is 275,000. Then next one, purchase goods on credit basis 500,000. Trade goods were given to the listed price. Name was not there. We'll say comma. Now the amount should not be 500,000. Amount should not be 500,000. Amount should be after deduction of the 10% trade discount. It should be then 450 because trade discount we have to subtract 50,000. So the amount is 450,000. So 10% that means 45,000. Then it's 495,000. Right? Then the other one is Shanika Traders. Shanika Traders. So the amount is, you have to add two amounts, 80 into 200, but there's a trade discount, right? After allowing the trade discount 5% is 15,200. If there should be any changes, let me know. Right? Then 300 into 1,500, then it's the 10%. That means 405,000. So the amount is now how much? 405,000 plus 15,200, 420,200. 420,200. So VAT is 42,020 plus 42,020. So the total amount is 462,200. 462,220. Right? And then calculation. Then you take the amounts. 220, then you add these. This how much? මේක වැරදි නෑ නේද? මගේ ඉලක්කම හරිය වැරදුනාද කියලා බලන්න කියනවා. ඔයගොල්ලෝ homework කරනවා නේද? නැත්නම් මේ වැඩේ කරන්න බෑ. So 20, here the amount should be done. Correct, right? No, nothing to change, right? Then what should happen to here? What's the double entry? What's the double entry for this? Purchase debit without VAT. Purchase debit how much? 1,620,200. Right? Then VAT debit. Because now you pay all the VAT now. VAT payable debit. How much? 162,020. Then the creditor's credit. 1,782,220. So this is the entry to be passed. You can have the ledger accounts for this. You can have the ledger accounts. Right? I will give you like 1 minute to get it complete. Any questions? Let me know. And you better write it creditor to sales account. Done, right? Shall we go for the written out version? Shall we go for the written out version? Right. Krishantan, you send me a message that I want to give you some of the basic things, basic videos that I have done for another university basic. Right. After the class. So then it's a written out version. So the big note. Written outwards channel. Written outwards channel means what's the source document? Written outwards credit, then it's a debit note. Then here it's apply amount VAT plot. Right. This time they say everything is excluded VAT. This time they say everything excluded VAT. Earlier return invoice included VAT. This time everything is excluded VAT. So return goods costing 100,000 for Nimali. So now this is the amount because it's excluding VAT and everything. Then this is 100, right? Then 50,000. Then total amount is 55. Then this is 150,000. It's 15,000. 165. Then what's here we say it's what? Credited to return outwards account. Credited to return outwards account. What should be the double entry? It should be creditors should be debited because you send it for creditors. No? Creditors should be debited 165,000. VAT account should be creditors 15,000. Then return outwards. මේ අපි double entry ගිය සතියේ කතා කළා ඈ. විස්තර ඇතුව කතා කරා. ගිය සතියේ last week with the discussion we have already done this. So I'm not going to do it the same thing. So this should be double entry you are supposed to do. Right? Take it out. Done? Any questions? No questions, right? We'll move to the last two journals also. We have done cash receipt, sorry, we have done the sales journal, we have done the payment, sorry, we have done the sales journal, purchase journal, return inwards and return outwards journal. So we supposed to do only another two general journal anyway, you all know the basic formats. No? Anyway, in error correction also, we are preparing the general journal. So it's nothing to discuss the general journal again. So what it matters is the cash receipt and cash payment journal how we are going to prepare. So since I have done the sales journal and purchase journal, next I will move for cash receipt and cash payment journal. So you all know if it is cash receipt, if you receive the cash, you are supposed to take it for the cash receipt journal. Clear? If it is cash receipt, if you receive the cash, the prime entry book you have to select it's the cash receipt journal. But if it is cash payments, the journal you're supposed to select is cash payment journal. The journal you're supposed to select it is cash payment journal. Clear? So now, what we all could do is, we can get the format of a cash receipt journal. This is so simple, not a complex. Prime entry book is the cash receipt journal at any time. I would say date. You know, for the cash receipt, what the source document is? For the cash receipt, what the source document is? For the cash receipt, what the source document is? It's the receipt. Receipt. Right. Then here is the description. Then for the cash receipt journal, we get discount allowed. Right. Then here comes the amount. Right. Then comes your what? Analysis columns. Now, how it happens is, here we will say on 1st of January, you have received cash, receipt number is what? Description means for what you have received the cash. Description means for what you have received the cash. So cash would have received for, we say sales. Then no discount allowed. Then the amount is, we'll say 100,000. Amount is 100,000. Then analysis column means we analyze what's the source of receiving this 100,000. So we have different analysis columns we can use. One is, we could say, sales. That means if the cash we received from sales, this is the column to be seen. Then then you can say another way that you have received the cash is the debtors collection. From the debtors collection, you have received the cash. Right? Then next thing is, we could say income. Then the other one is other. That's fine. Right? So these are the analysis columns we have to select. We will say sales, then the amount is 100,000. Then you are supposed to select what the analysis column to be selected. You are supposed to select what? If it is you receive the cash from sales, amount should be comes under the sales column. Clear? Then we will say on January 2nd, receipt number is 2. You received the cash from debtor Kanchana. So you received the cash from debtor Kanchana. So now you have given her a discount of 5,000. And the amount you received is 45,000. Clear? There was a debtor called Kanchana. She basically doesn't pay you regularly. So luckily you have received 45,000 rupees, but you have received the 45,000 rupees after allowing a discount of 5,000. Then for which column you are supposed to select this 45,000? So that's the debtor's collection. That means cash comes from the debtor's collection. You receive the cash from a debtor, so you have to select the debtor's collection, the column. Clear? Then I would say the next one. January 3rd, receipt number 3. Again, we'll say this is for sales. Amount is 10,000. Then let me know what the column you have to select it. You can select debtor collection, income or other, so it's 10,000. You will be wondering, so what's look here is the income, what's it? We'll say 1/4. Receipt number 4, you received the rent income. Rent income 25,000. You have rented out a part of your building for H&B Bank. So you received the monthly rent income of how much? You have received the monthly rent income of rupees 25,000. You have received the monthly rent income of rupees 25,000. So now what the column? You have to select, you have to argue what the source you have received. Rent income, is the source it sales? No. Rent income, is it debtor's collection? No. Instead of that, it's the income for you. Basically, all the other incomes would be categorized under the income, so it's 25. Clear? All the income would be categorized under the other income would be categorized under the income column, right? So then, now you will be wondering, so look here, you put some amount for sales, debtor's collection, income also fine. Then what could comes for the other? So it's just a column that we keep it to use it as an emergency situation. No, we use this other column for different transactions. We'll say you take a loan. You take a loan. We'll say its amount is 200,000. Loan amount is 200,000. Right? So if the loan is 200,000, can you put it for sales? No. Can you put it for debtor's collection? No. Can you put it for income column? No. Instead of that, you are supposed to select what? Other. It's how much? 200,000. Clear? So it's not sales, it's not debtor's, it's not income, it's other. If you can record it one of these, you have to go by select and go ahead and select the other column. So 1/6, receipt number 6. Then capital. Then it's 50,000. So where you want to take it? Capital? Is it sales, debtor's collection or income? No, it's here. It's 50,000. Other. Right? Then 1/7. We'll say you received the interest income. Interest income 5,000. So where you have to select? Let me know. Interest income supposed to record it in which column? Which analysis column? It's supposed to take the interest income, guys. Interest income supposed to take for which column? Sales, debtor's collection, or income or other. So I told you all the other income sources goes for here. So it's 5,000. Okay. So now you all can take the totals to here. Discount allowed total is 5,000. Sales total is 110,000. This is 45,000. Then this is 30,000. This is 250,000. Then you can take the total to here also. How much is the total? This total or this total, whatever. Horizontal total you can take it or the vertical total, doesn't matter. This should be 435. Clear? This is how it comes. You know, this is a primary book. Can you remember the steps we have discussed on last week? We recorded primary books. Then after that, we recorded ledger accounts. Can you remember once we prepared the sales journal, purchase journal, return inwards and return outwards? After that, we prepare the ledger accounts. Then after the cash receipt journal also, we supposed to prepare the ledger account since it's after the primary. So first we'll take cash receipt journal and take down this, then we can have the ledger accounts. Then we can have the ledger accounts. Just have this. screenshot කරලා තියන්න එපා. ඔක අතලොග වෙන්න ලියා ගන්න. ඔයාලගේ screen එක පේන්නේ නැද්ද? අනිත් අයට can't you all see this screen? I mean whiteboard. I think it's an error for the signal connection. That's right. Right. So now we'll see how we all are going to take this for the ledger accounts. We'll see how we are going to take this for ledger accounts. Keep it in mind, for the ledger accounts, you update the totals of these two. For these two, put here totals, both these two. Totals will be recorded for ledger accounts. Totals will be recorded for the ledger accounts. Yeah. But this income and other column for these two, individual amounts. Individual amounts recorded for ledger accounts. Individual amounts will be recorded for the ledger accounts. Here totals will be recorded for ledger accounts, sales and debtors, but income and other individual amounts will be recorded for the ledger accounts. Clear? So we'll take the totals now. What's the double entry for cash sales? You all know what's the double entry for this? Cash account. That means we say this is cash control account. Cash control account should be debited how much? 110,000. Then sales should be credited 110,000. Sales should be credited 110,000 same cash. Clear? Then debtors collection. You have received 45,000 from debtors. How to put the double entry for that? Cash debit, debtors credit. So again cash should be debited. How much? 45,000 saying debtors. Then new account comes to here. Debtors account. Debtors account. It should be credited how much? 45,000 saying cash. Clear? Now see, these amounts, not the totals will be taken in for ledger accounts, but the individual amounts. First one is rent income. The individual amount we have to take it. What's the double entry for rent income? Cash debit, rent income credit. Then you take a new account. Rent income should be credited how much? 25,000 saying cash. Again the individual amount 5,000. Interest income. Cash control account should be debited. Then interest income would be credited 5,000. Right? These two files. Then take this. 200,000 is for what? Loan. But double entry you have received a bank loan. Cash debit. Loan credit. So you credit it for loan. 200,000 saying. Right? Then the other one is capital. What's the double entry? Cash debit, capital credit. Cash debit, capital credit. Have the capital account also somewhere. Please note down this. These two totals will be recorded for ledger account. These two individual amounts will be recorded for ledger. Take down it soon. Any questions? Let me know. Take down this, huh? I will give you like 4 minutes, huh? Done this. No, no, we have recorded the capital. 50,000, this is debit, capital credit. I didn't get the capital account, I asked you all to take the capital account. Huh? Alright, is it clear? I put the capital to here, but I didn't credit it. So you all have another account and credit it for a capital account. Alright? Yes. Is it clear? Right? Alright, before go for the next one, cash payment journal, we'll take like 10 minutes break. So now the time is 10:50. So we'll make it like 11 o'clock. Huh? So after that, within 15 minutes, I will finish off the cash payment journal. Then we'll do a question also. Then after that, we can discuss the accounting equation questions also. Right? Between past paper 2 questions there, 2013 and 14. Right? Hope everyone have been done it. So now the time is 10:50. We'll meet it like 11 o'clock. Small break. will go. Right. So now we all know what's the cash receipt journal. So next, I will tell you what's the cash payment journal. So it's for cash payments, you all know. Yeah, you all can see this, right? So here comes date, and here comes payment voucher number. Here comes the payment voucher number. Then here comes description. Then discount received. For this comes discount received. Right? So the other one comes discount allowed. This is the amount. Right? Then you will take the analysis columns to give. Right? You will take the analysis columns to give. Next, what we are supposed to do is we have to divide the analysis column now. We will say date is 1st of January, payment voucher number 1, description, purchases. Now discount received amount is 10,000. So now we have to analyze what the cash payment is. We have to analyze what should be the cash payment. Okay, we have to analyze one by one for where that we are supposed to take this. So now you all can see for the analysis columns we could take what? Purchases. We could take the purchases. Then the opposite of the cash receipt. Cash receipt equals sales, here purchases. There it was debtors collection, here it should be what? Creditors payments. There was income, here it should be expense. Then there should be the other column. Some people take VAT also, but doesn't matter. But we can keep it going into the other column. Right? So now, no, we'll take the VAT column also. That's better. We'll take to here 5, then it's more clear. Then here it's the other column. Here you take the other column. So here is the VAT. That means if you paid for VAT, here it should be the amount. Right? So now see purchases. What's the column to be selected to here? Purchases goes to here, purchases column. We'll say January 2nd, payment voucher number 2. Then you paid for creditor Nimali. You take a discount also, 5,000. In the last question, we didn't record the double entry for discount allowed. We have to record the double entry for discount allowed also. I forgot it. 5,000. So debtor discount allowed debit, debtor's credit. You have to keep the double entry for that also. So here we will say 35,000. Then the amount. This is discount you received. This is the discount you received from Nimali. This is the discount you received from Nimali. It's 5,000. Then you have received 35,000. That means you have done the payment for 35,000 for creditor. What's the column to be selected to here? Creditor's payments 35. January 3rd, payment voucher number 3. Then this should be what? Creditor Sunima. So again we will say discount is 10,000, amount 40,000. So it since it's a creditor, goes for creditors. We will take electricity 5,000. What's the column to be selected? What is the column you're supposed to select now? It's the expenses. Then we will say telephone 10,000. Again it's for the expenses. Clear? Then we'll say bank loan. You have done the repayment for bank loan. You have done the repayment for bank loan 30,000. Then what should be the column to be selected? Purchases, creditors payments, or the expenses, or the VAT, or the other column you are supposed to select. What's the column to be selected? 30,000 is the bank loan repayment, so it's the other, not the expenses, it's the liability settlement. Then we will say drawings. Drawings, 10,000. Where to select the drawings? Let me know your answers, please. Where to take the drawings? Where to take the drawings now? Is it for purchases, creditors payments, expenses, VAT, and other? So where you have to select these things, drawings. Let me know your answers, please. Share your answers in chat box. Yes, others. This is the other 10,000. Then you all can take the balances to here. Right? Here is 15,000. Here you take 10,000. Here you take 75,000. That means here would be 100,000. Is that so? Not 100,000. The amount column will take it later. Then here is 15,000. When no balance in 45. Clear? Then we'll take the total for this. This. Horizontally or vertical, you can take the total to here. What's the total to here? 10 plus 75 plus 15. Then this is 145,000. Clear? So you have to take these for ledger accounts. How to take these for ledger accounts? Discount received, purchases, and creditors payment. These three. Take down this like this and take it down. Totals should record for ledger accounts. Totals should record for ledger accounts. Clear? Then these two expenses and the other individual amounts should record for ledger. Clear? Take the formats and take down these two. This is so important. Totals will be updated for ledger. Purchases total, creditors payments total, but expenses and the other, it's the individual amount. Even VAT also totals. VAT also takes. And just try whether you can take this for ledger accounts. Try to extract this for ledger account. We did the cash receipt journal. Same way. If it is cash purchases, what's the double entry? Cash control credit, purchases debit. Creditors, cash control credit, creditors debit. Then this is one by one. Cash credit, electricity debit. So likewise, just try to take it for ledger accounts. Once you're done, put a message. If you have any questions, just share. Any questions, please share. Yeah, yeah. It's nothing else. They would say VAT payment. We'll say VAT pay 50,000. So payment column is case 50,000. Then for VAT you pay 50,000. What's double entry? Cash credit, VAT control debit. It has not been tested so far. So we'll discuss in paper classes. Just if you have paid the VAT, not purchases and all, not the credit purchases and all. If you have paid the VAT, I will tell you. Just keep it the column. So once we are doing question, you can get it. Take down this and have the ledger accounts also. Try for the ledger accounts also. Do the ledger accounts also. If you have done with the ledger accounts, please let me know. Once you've taken the ledger accounts also, please share it. Let me say done. So I could go for the rest. And if you have any question, just talk to me. Do you all have the 2019 A-level paper in your past paper books? Bank loan 30,000. I made a mistake here. You can use whatever. Here, look here. I have put 30,000 and here 35. You can make it 135 or 30. The same amount. Done, right? So you all know what's supposed to do is take the cash account. First one is what? Purchases. What double entry? Cash control account credit 35,000. Then purchases should be debited. Purchases should be debited. So debit it for purchases. Total six. Then what's the double entry for discount received? Discount received double entry. Creditors control account debit. Creditors control account debit. Next week the lesson is control accounts. Creditors control account debit. Then discount received credit. Discount received account is credit. Right? Creditors account debit. Discount received account should be credited. Right? So that's how we. Then charge that entry also. Then creditors payment, cash credit, creditors account debit. So it's creditors. May debit side you can have the amounts from cash receipts. So here creditors payment 75, cash credit, creditors debit. Then one by one expenses, electricity. Cash credit 5,000, electricity debit 5,000. See individual, then take 10,000, cash credit, debit 10,000. Clear? You all have 2019 paper. Pattern कैसा product किया? You all have 2019 paper. Past paper book. දැන් ළමයි latest එක තියෙන්න ඕනේ. එහෙම නැතුව විභාග කරන්න බෑ. Let me know anyone දැන් මොනව පටන් ගත්තට පස්සේ කියන්න එපා නැහැ කියලා. නැද්ද කියලා මම මේ අහන්නේ. නැත්තම් නැහැ කියන මම ඒකට ඔප්ෂන් එකක් තියෙනවා. ඔයා නැහැ කියන්න කොහේ හිටියොත් මම හිතනවා තියෙනවා. તો හොයාගන්න 19 නා ඊළඟ දවසට කලින්. Make homework වලට දාගන්න 2019 question number 4A. Question number 4A. This is the homework. Good question. 2019 A-level. Question number 4A. Right? I will discuss it on next week. Not next week, next day. This week, other class එක ගිය සතියේ class එකට. Next one. Right. Can you all come for 2017 A-level 4B? The question එක මම දුන්නා 2019 ඒ question එක තමයි homework. අනිවාර්යෙන් මට ඕනේ answer. In 2000 මේ ප්‍රශ්නට එන්න 17 A-level දව පටන් ගන්න. දැන් මේක තනියෙන් කරන්න. 4B12. Question number 4B. Question number 1 and 2. Start it. Start it, please. No need to do the 2. Just do the 1. Do it. We'll do after the control account. Start it. Once you're done, let me know. Once you finish it off, let me know. Yeah. 2019 question 4. 19 question 4 के क्या लिखी हुई 4A दबो इधर. 19 के question number 4A दबो. four A, not 4B. 4A, right? Now you're supposed to do this question now. 17 A question number 4B1. Once you're done, let me know. We'll discuss this. Take your time, doesn't matter. No need to take the lecture accounts. Lecture accounts will take it later. Everyone, once you're done, please let me know. Just try it yourself. If you want, if you have any clarification, just see the answer and check it. Doesn't matter. But make sure once you're done, you put a message so I can continue this. Is there any students who is outside from Western province? That means not from Kalutara, not from Colombo, not from Gampa? Anyone else? No, right? Right. Others also, once you're done, let me know. So this is so important. You practice this. Right? You supposed to practice this first. That's why we do a separate paper class also. I will inform you how it's the next progress at the end of this class. So once everyone is done, I will continue it. So make sure that once you've done it, please let me know. Make sure only cash receipt and payments you take it, huh? Not the credit purchases, not the credit sales. Huh? So credit transaction should go for sales journal and purchase journal. Make sure you take it only for cash receipt and payment, only the cash transactions. Huh? And once you've done, please let me know. And any questions, please share in chat box. Students ask the questions, so it doesn't matter. If you want, you can unmute yourself and ask. Doesn't matter. I don't mind. Okay. If you're done, let me know. Huh? Others just excuse me until the others comes. Huh? Once you're done, let me know. I'm waiting for you. Huh? Right? Everyone, I want to know that whether you have done it or not. Huh? I will give you like another 2 minutes. Small question. Huh? So now we'll see first one, cash purchases 200. So just put rupees 1000 here for the both. Question is from 1000. So cash purchases, this is cash payment journal. Here comes purchases 200,000. So amount is 200. Purchases column goes 200,000. Right. The next one is cash sales 300,000. You supposed to take it to here. Sales 300,000. First have all the points. Then you decide where to go this. Then credit purchases doesn't come. Then return of goods doesn't come because no impact for cash. No? Credit purchases goes for purchase journal, not for cash receipt and pay. Return of goods, return outwards goes for cash receipt, not for return, not for cash receipt and payments, return outwards. Cash purchases 100. Again, purchases 100. You all can put the amount, the date. Credit sales goes for purchase journal, not to here. Payment to normal after receiving discount of 20,000. So normal discount is 20,000. Then the payment they say amount is 180. So for the creditors column, it should be how much? 180. Clear? You take the discount to here, the balance part is the next. Credit purchase from Anurag, done it. Not done that. You don't want to take it because it's post for purchase journal. Credit sales journal, return invoice, receipt of cash from David, 400. So here, David, data. Amount is 400. You have to pick it up. Data is column 4. Clear? Then payment to Anurag after receiving 10,000 discount is 290. So cash payment is Anurag. Discount received is 10, 290. So creditors is 290. Right? Receipt of cash from Nayagam after allowing 20,000 discount, 230. So debtor, Nayagam or whatever. 20, amount is 230. So debtors one is 230. That's all, right? So you all can take the thoughts. Then keep some space like one page. Once we do the control account, again we'll come back for this question to complete the rest. Right? Just keep one page space. Right? We'll do the control accounts and come back again to do this part 2. Purchases and sales and all. Right? Am I correct? These are the balances, right? So I will give you 1 minute or 2 minutes. If you haven't taken it, if you have to do any corrections, you can take it out. Second cash purchases is 400, right? What I have put? Sorry, second cash purchases is 400. Huh? I made a mistake. Not 100, 400. हरे ना एक विधराई ने प्रश्न करती That's all right. If there is anyone who wants to get it complete, I will give you 1 minute. Right? Right. Next, I will come for that homework 2013 A-level question. Right. 2013 A-level, there was a homework for you. Question number 3, right? Accounting equation and bank reconciliation amalgamated one. 2013. Question number 3. Actually, this is the paper that I did for my A-level. Once I received the paper, I checked whether question number 3 is from accounting equation. Because it was so required to see the question number 3 from accounting equation because we can select it definitely. Come to question number 3, 2013 year. Question number 3, yeah. See whether you have done it. Right. So now see what they have asked from you. First one, they say using the accounting equation, show the impact for numbers from Roman number 1 to 9. See the question. You have Roman number 1 to 9 as well as you have with the additional information. Some students basically ask from me sometimes, look here, do we need to take the additional information also for the accounting equation? See, accounting equation, they just say Roman number 1 to 9 should be for the accounting equation, not the additional information. So you have to use the additional information for the rest. Now it's for the accounting equation. Now look here. I'll take it here, the equation. One, two, three. How many assets? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Assets. Motor vehicles, furniture and fittings. Motor vehicles, furniture and fittings. Then inventory. Then the debtors and bank. Debtors and bank. Here is the transaction number. Right. Right? So now, first thing is keep it in mind before you go for 1 to 9, whatever transaction, we have put star marks also. Students who was at the beginning, they know that we have put a star mark and write it down. If there is any opening balances, please extract. If there is any opening balances, please extract. So be careful. If there is any opening balances, you're supposed to extract, right? So now they don't say any opening balances. What it says? First one, Sunimal invest. So in the introduction, they don't say anything opening balances. Sunimal started the trading business on 1st of January 2013. Keep it in mind, they have started on 1st of January 2013. Transaction of the business during the month of January 2013 are as follows. Then date 1st of January 2013, Sunimal invested 400,000 cash and a van worth of 840,000 for business. So first one is he invests 400,000 cash. Bank column I ask you to take it as cash. Bank means cash. Then owner invest 400,000 cash. Then motor vehicles increase by how much? 840 because he brings the motor vehicle source. So equity increased by how much? 840 because it's the total investment. Keep it in mind, not only the cash would be your investment. Any kind of asset, if you invest for the business, that's the investment, so that's the capital. Clear? Then, second one, bought furniture and fittings worth of 240. That means it doesn't bring it by the owner. Company purchased this furniture and fittings for rupees 240. So what's the impact here? Cash would decrease. How much? Cash would decrease 240. Then furniture and fittings would be increased by 240. 200. Right? Be increased by 240. The third one, purchase a goods worth of 100,000 and issued a check. So again, cash decreased by 100,000. Then comes the goods. Inventory increased by 100,000. That's the third. Fourth one, goods costing 80,000 was sold for 130,000 and received a check. That means this is also on cash basis. Goods costing 80,000. So inventory decreased by 80. You get a check of 130. So cash increased by 130. See, 80,000 cost of the inventory sold for 130. So that means equity increased by how much? 50 as a total. Equity increased by 50 as a total. Then the fifth one. Purchase goods worth of 150,000 on credit. 150,000 on credit. Purchase goods. So whether it's cash or credit, inventory increase. Then liabilities increased by how much? 150. This is a credit. 100. Because it's credit basis, no? Inventory increase, then liability increase. Then goods costing rupees 140,000 was sold for 200,000 on credit. Then now see, again it's a credit basis transaction now. Goods decreased by 104 because goods cost is 104. What it says? Sold for 200,000 on credit. So debtors increased by 200,000. Then equity increased by 60. Equity increased by 60. Okay? Any questions? Let me know. Then issued amounting to 90,000 to settle part of amount due to creditors and received a discount of 5,000. Now see, first identify what is the impact for cash. Some students I have seen, they say cash decreased by 95. It's incorrect. Because why? They say the issued check, how much is the amount? How much is the amount for the issued check? They say they issued a check for how much? Issued a check for rupees 90,000. Issued a check for rupees 90,000. Issued a check for rupees 90,000. They have received a discount of 5. Equity increased by 5. Then how much is the total settlement for the creditors? You paid 90. They say not to pay 5. That means it's settled totally how much? 95. See? That's how it comes. It's 7. Then the 8th one. Right? Paid operating expenses rupees 90,000. Cash decreased by 90. Equity decreased by 9. The 8th one. What would be the 9th one? What would be the 9th one? Received 150,000 from debtors and this amount was deposited in the bank. So that means anyway received the check. Cash increased by 150. Debtors decreased by 150. So that's all. And take the totals also. Take the totals also. Motor vehicles 840. This is 240. Inventory, how much is it? Keep it in mind, this inventory you have to use it for. This is the closing stock in cost of sales. Huh? You have to use this as the cost of sales closing stock. For the cost of sales, you have to take this as the closing stock. Then debtors is 50. Cash, how much is it? $160. Then creditors 55. Take the equity also. Use the calculator. Huh? Any changes between my your answer and this one? Cash, is there any change? 169. Okay. If you have any corrections to be done, just take it down and finish it off. Keep it in mind, you require this for closing stock. This is a closing stock of cost of sales, as well as this cash balance would require to prepare the adjusted cash control account. It's required to prepare the adjusted cash control. But any questions so far here? Okay. Shall I erase this then? Shall I erase this? Now for the next part, you have to consider the additional information also. Huh? What the next part they ask? What the next part they ask? They ask the calculate the bank statement balance and adjusted balance of the cash book using the balancing the above bank column. That means the cash column. right? So they asked you to what? First one, we'll prepare the adjusted cash control account. First, we'll prepare the adjusted cash control account. That's what they asked you. Then they asked you to they asked you to take the bank statement balance. How you would take the bank statement balance? Then here you prepare the bank reconciliation. Now, since they ask the adjusted cash control account balance and they ask the bank statement balance, now go and don't prepare the bank statement. Now don't go and prepare the bank statement. Now don't go and prepare the bank statement. Just prepare what? Bank reconciliation. You can't prepare the bank statement to be here. You have to prepare the bank reconciliation and get the bank statement balance. How do you take the bank statement balance from reconciliation? You prepare the adjusted cash control account balance. You have to take the adjusted cash control account balance. Then you plus what? Unpresented. Then you subtract the unrealized checks. Unpresented checks, then unrealized checks. Finally, you will arrive for the balance one. Here it would be the balance as per bank statement. Balance as per bank statement. That's all. Okay. So now, for the adjusted cash control account, we have to take the balance brought forward 160. This 160 comes from your cash column in the equation. Can you remember in your accounting equation under the cash column or the bank column, under that cash column total was 160. So after adjusting for all the 9 factors, it's 160. Now we have to now don't go and again adjust this 1 to 9 transaction. No point, because Roman number 1 to Roman number 9 transaction have been recorded here 160. Good. So then you have to refer what? You recorded 1 to 9, then refer the additional information. What it says? All cash transactions were carried in a bank account. Yes, good. Because now we believe all the transactions happen through the check. That means through the cash account. Right? Whether it's check or whether it's cash, we believe it's recorded only through cash account. If someone is thinking, so there would be a bank account, in your syllabus, no bank account. Whether it's check, whether it's cash, we record in cash. Right? Whether it's check received or whatever, it goes to cash account, not anything else called bank account. You're having only the bank statement. Right? That's a bank return. Second one, a balance of the bank statement of the did not agree with the cash book balance due to the following are. Now they gives you why there is a difference between the cash control account balance and with the bank statement balance. A check of 30,000 directly deposited in the bank by debtor has not been recorded in the cash book. See, now we have to identify whether this is an unrealized check or unpresented check. We have discussed so many of times in the previous weeks what's unrealized check and what's unpresented check. What's the difference between them? We already discussed and I gave you to write it down. Just go and check it. I'm not going to repeat it again. This is what? Unrealized or the unpresented. Unrealized or unpresented depend on whether you send it for deposit or whether you send it for payment. This is you send it for what? You send it for deposit and not appeared in bank statement, not gone for the bank. Deposited, not gone for the bank, not appeared in bank statement. It is unrealized check. It is unrealized check. It's how much? 30,000. So unrealized check is 30,000. Take to here, that's only one unrealized check. Second one is what? Bank charges amounting to 2,000 has not been recorded in the cash book. Now, bank charges credit cash book. Same bank charge. Now, keep in mind, a lot of students misunderstood this. Adjusted cash control account, credit note 2, they believe there is no debit entry. No, there is a debit entry. Where to debit this? Technically, this should be debited for bank charges account. to say cash control account, and once you are preparing the profit or loss statement, you have to charge this as expense. Clear? At the same time, if you are preparing the profit or loss statement also, you supposed to credit this adjusted cash control account anyway balance decreased from bank charges. Then bank charges account should be debited. Then the bank charges account should be debited. It's true. Bank charges account should be debited. It's cash. Clear? So bank charges would go for the expenses. As an example, in this question, they are asking you to prepare the income statement. So bank charges you recorded to here, bank charges expense account debit. This should go for profit or loss statement also. Even in the company or partnership, you would have these type of transactions. Bank charges, then preparing the adjusted. So if you take the bank charges, it should go for the P&L also. Next one is what? Out of the check issued to creditors, check of 20,000 has not been presented for the payment, so it's unpresented. 20,000 is unpresented. What else? Property, plant and equipment depreciation. I missed one, right? There is no unrealized check. I made a mistake. 30,000. There is no unrealized check, right? See, I made a mistake. I didn't read it. What it says? Can you come for A? I made a mistake. But check of 30,000 directly deposited in the bank by a debtor has not been recorded in cash book. Not recorded in cash book. It's not recorded in, doesn't say not recorded in bank statement. I made a mistake there. So it's a what? Underline, not recorded in cash book. So it should go for adjusted cash account 30, same debtors. Now keep it in mind, debtors also should be credited 30. Debtors also should be credited 30. See, I made a mistake, sorry. This is a direct remittance, not an unrealized check. Because it says not recorded in cash book. If it's not recorded in cash book, goes to here. If it is not recorded in bank statement only, it's unrealized. It's already gone for the bank, so it appears. So adjusted cash control account balance is how much now? 190, and this is 188. Balance carried down 188. You take the 188 to here. I will make this also from 1000. Then this is 208. Balance as per bank statement is 208. Right? So adjusted cash control account you prepare. Then this is the balance as per bank statement. No need to have these key accounts. Just I showed it for your convenience. Right? I just wanted to show you not only credit and debit to here, the other entries also pass through. Clear? Okay, take down it. Right? Then I will be moving for the income statement. Take down this if you haven't done. Any questions, please let me know. Don't go home like you guys at the home. That is a different scenario. Don't keep your questions with you. Just ask the question and finish it off. Done? Shall I rest then? Next one, what they ask? They ask you to prepare the income statement. The income statement has notes දාගෙන එහෙම හදන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. Expenses දාගෙන එහෙම හදන්න ඕනේ නැහැ මේ වගේ question එක. So we'll take what? Sales. Subtract what? Cost of sales. Cost of sales. How to take the cost of sales? Opening stock. Then purchases minus closing stock. Then here comes the gross profit. Then here comes the other income. Right? Then straight away all the expenses comes to it. That's all. Clear? Now keep it in mind, for this income statement, you're supposed to consider Roman number 1 to 9 transactions plus the additional information. You have to take the both. Roman number 1 to 9 as well as the additional information you're supposed to record. Right? What it says. First one is Sunimal invested 400,000 cash and one by one transaction now will come it out. हम paper class එක කරනකොට කරා කියන්න මේක ඇල්ලේ. එකමාර තුනම මුලින්ම කරන්න තමයි first we have the formats for all the three questions. Then we read it once and take it for, if it goes for 2 parts, we update it for 2 parts. Since in the online there's bit of have to do so that. Right? Now first one is Sunimal invested 400,000 cash and VAT 840. You will be wondering, so how you have to take it for that transaction for income statement? Because it's the capital invested. Look here, for income statement, do we consider capital? No. Do we consider assets? No. Do we consider liabilities? No. So keep it in mind, for income statement, it doesn't say we're supposed to take all the amounts appeared in the question. For the income statement, you just supposed to take it only the what? Income and expenses. Only the income and expenses. See the first one, there is no income or either the expense, just assets and capital, that's all. So it doesn't comes to here. Second one, bought furniture and fittings. You might be wondering, so look here, we'll take purchases to the furniture and fittings, you purchases something 240. Incorrect. Why? Purchases, here comes only the paid goods. That means here the purchases only the inventory. Furniture and fittings, it's an asset. See, there is another column called in the equation, furniture and fittings. That furniture and fittings doesn't comes to here. That furniture and fittings doesn't comes to here. Clear? The next one, purchase goods worth of 100,000. Now purchase goods, that means purchase inventory. It comes to here, 100. Don't put it for this column, we'll get one by one and take it out. Right? Because if there are more purchases, you have to add one by one. Then goods costing 80,000 was sold for 130. See, sold for 130. That means there is a sales value of how much? 130. There is a sales value of 130. There's a sales value of 130. That's what it says. Clear? That's what it says. There is a sales value of how much? 130. There is a sales value of 130. You might be wondering, so now look here. In equation cash we increased by 130, but inventory decreased now. Do we need to consider the cost also, inventory cost also to here? Answer is no. Why? Separately we take one cost of sales. Therefore, we don't need to adjust the cost of 80 to here. See the logic behind this. You don't need to, the 80,000 is the cost of the inventory sold. Anyway, it's there the sales. You take the sales value to here. Even still you take the sales value to here as 130, here, be careful. Here is 130 is the sales value. You sometimes might be thinking to adjust the cost of the stocks also to here, like in equation. My the logic behind that is we don't adjust the cost because anyway, after adjusting for the closing stock, we take the total cost of sales. So no need to adjust the cost, just the sales, right? Then purchase goods 150,000 on credit. We don't mind whether it's cash or credit. If it is inventory purchases, stock purchases, you take it to purchase. What else? Goods costing to 140,000 was sold for 200,000 on credit. Again, sales 200. If you are questioning in your mind, so look here, these two transactions credit basis. We don't mind whether it's cash basis or whether it's credit basis. We don't mind it. We just focus whether it's a sale or whether it's an inventory purchase. That's all. It could be cash purchases or credit purchase. It could be cash sales or the credit sales. Whatever. Right. Then issued checks amounting to settle part of his amount due to creditors and received a discount of 5,000. You know, if the discount received is 5,000. Discount received is 5,000. Discount received is 5,000. Right? Discount received is 5,000. Paid operating expenses 90,000. Operating expenses 90,000. Right? The next one is received 150,000 from debtors and this amount was deposited in the bank. No impact for income or expenses. No. If there was a discount allowed, we could have taken it here as an expense. It's not there. Right? So nothing to worry. But keep it in mind, now you have to consider additional information. First one, a check from 30,000 directly deposited by the bank. Debtor has not been recorded in cash book. What was the entry? Cash debit, debtor's credit. Can I have the debtor's account? How much should be the debtor's opening balance amount? Let me know the debtor's opening balance. Just see the debtor's column in accounting equation. How much was it? How much was the debtor's column there? 50, right? Debtor's closing balance was 50. Right? Then debtor directly deposited 30,000. Cash debit, debtor's credit 30. Do we need to take it for the income statement? No. Is there any income? No. Debtor is an asset. Cash is an asset. So it's either not the income or the expense. Okay? The next one is what? Bank charges 2,000 has not been recorded in cash book. See, bank charges, cash control account should credit it. Fine. I told you then bank charges account should be debited. Bank charges is an expense. That's why you supposed to identify. You have to understood that not only the credit entry, there is a debit entry. Even if there was standing charges, electricity credit, cash control credit, electricity debit. So electricity should recognize as an expense. So here comes the bank charges 2,000. Right? We'll make it thousands. Right? Then what else? Property, plant and depreciation should be depreciated 10% per annum. Look here. How much was the depreciation then? See, be careful on here. It says 10% per annum. It says 10% per annum. That means annual depreciation is 10%. Be careful. We prepare the income statement for the 1 year or just for a 1 month. Month ending January 31st. So you prepare this just for a 1 month. You prepare this just for a 1 month. Okay? You prepare this just for a 1 month. So annually it's 10% depreciation. We'll see property, plant and equipment. We have what? Motor vehicles. Motor vehicles, how much is it? 840 into 10%. This is annual. Take the calculator and do the calculation. Doesn't matter. That should be the rate. This is 10%. This is annual depreciation. You have to convert this for monthly depreciation. Then 1 over 12. So you will get it how much? 7. Am I correct? 84, 7. Then motor vehicles, then furniture and fittings was how much? 240, 10% into 1 over 12, you will get how much? 2. Then altogether depreciation is 9. So here you will take motor vehicle depreciation is how much? 7. Furniture and fittings depreciation is 2. Clear? So that's how it comes. Then the last one, 10% provision made for doubtful debts. Now we don't use the doubtful debts. Make sure you change it like impairment loss provision. That means from the debtors balance, 10% is not sure. That is called impairment loss. Not doubtful debts now we will use. Now we say impairment. Now, how much is the debtors balance now? 50, 50, 30 then 20 here the balance carried down is 20. See, now the debtors balance is not 50. If someone just check the accounting equation, the debtors column, it would be appear just the 50. In accounting equation, that means from 1 to 9 transactions, debtors balance is 50. But there was an additional information. Can you remember? There was additional information. Once you adjusted the additional information, the exact debtors balance is 20. So 20 into 10% is 2. Some of the students, what they did was 50 into 10% they calculate. It's wrong because not the 50 is the debtors balance. 50 is from 1 to 9. There was a direct remittances. Subtract 30, then the 20 is 2. Clear? Then can you remember closing stock was how much? 30. Can you remember from where I took this closing stock? Go for the accounting equation, that column inventory. Go for the accounting equation inventory column. The last total was how much? 30. Then I circle it and told you this is the closing stock for cost of sales. So it's 30. Will the sales is how much? 330. Purchases 250. Here it's 220. Then how much is the gross profit is? 110. Here it's 150. Then what are the expenses, the total here? This is 103. Then profit is how much? 12. Profit is it clear? Good question. 30 marks. Now for you guys, this type of a question will be tested for 40 marks. Any questions? I will keep this until you write it down. If you have any corrections to be done. So let me know if it's understood or any questions. Asia, Sadiq, Riyaz, Dilsha, Lasani, Mandini, others, Subhashin. I think this is the first time that you are joining, right? Is it clear? Or if there is any more questions to be discussed regarding this question? Let me know. Is it clear? Okay. That Veeravila one. Is it Riyaz? Veeravila from that who talked to me? No questions, no problems, nothing. Then shall I ask the question? If you don't have the question, I could ask the question. Right? So I'm pending to 2014 one also. So I think on the first session also we did it like 3 questions and this 4th one. So some of the questions we can discuss from paper class. And I thought of starting the paper class on this month, but unfortunately I couldn't do it on this month because actually I am having an exam at the last week of the PEP. So continuously I was like failing that exam for over like 2 times. So I thought of concentrate on that. So from March beginning we'll start the paper class for sure. It's a must, right? So for you all, paper class is free. No need to pay any charges. Students who join into the revision class. So in paper class, what I'm going to do is what I have done in the revision class only will be tested in the paper class. We'll discuss MCQ questions, second paper questions, and so many of things. It's based on the complete. It's focusing your exam. Right? As an example, accounting equation. Again, I will discuss some questions some predicted questions and some of the questions that they have already tested, but I will modify it some different ways, right? So for the January, all the classes we all have finished it off. No need to pay for the January, it's just 3 classes that I conducted for January. So from this Thursday, it will be the starting of the February. Officially the month of February classes will be started on Thursday. Then I want to do another class for this week. So we'll discuss it on Thursday and we'll see how we can do it. Right? Because I missed one class on last week. For that class only I did this class. Right? So from the next week Thursday, I supposed to start the February. So your monthly fee would be 3,000 rupees per month. So the class timetable would be 2 days as usual, as you all know. Tuesday 9:30 to 12:30, Thursday 9:30 to 12:30. For any case, I'm not going to change the schedules because I have already some other commitments also where I'm teaching, like lecturing for 2 of the private universities as well. So I have some other commitments, right? Where I have committed for the chartered accounting the subject as well as for VAT accounting subject as well as for tax. I'm lecturing for the online accounting. Okay. So I have the other commitment. So this is the fixed time slot. Only there will be additional class for this week. We'll discuss what the date that we can do it on this Thursday. So this Thursday I will be starting the reconciliation lesson. Debtors control account and debtors reconciliation. That's so important. And you are supposed to send me a private message. You all know my number. That's in group that you can identify what my number is. So just put me a text on tomorrow. Students who are willing to participate for the next month, just text me a message for the link. So I will share you the link as well as the tube for you. I'm not going to share it in the group, right? Link and the tube. So you supposed to give me a personal message. So we'll create a new group. That group, it's basically there are a lot of students from for the online accounting.lk, also students who have purchased that course. So there are some other students also who haven't purchased that course, so either who is going for here, so I don't want to mix it. So since I just want to do it for the students who is going to pay, who is going to be living for the class, so we'll create a new group for this revision. We keep it that group same. So tomorrow morning, not now, don't put it now, because I will never give you the Zoom link now. So tomorrow morning, then I will miss you, right? So tomorrow, morning, you would put me a text asking for 2021 revision and asking for the link as well as the tube. So we'll do this. So next month progress, we'll see what it should be the next month in this month. So we started the control account. Definitely this week I will finish off the control accounts and reconciliation. This Thursday we'll meet at 9:30. Then we'll decide another date for this week. Right? Okay. Any questions? I will start the paper class on March first week for sure. Right? So anyway, your exam also will postpone for 1 month or 2 months. So basically it would be 1 month because it's school days had confirmed for these ministry that they have done a lot out of your syllabus. Yeah, doesn't matter. You can pay at the end of the month. That's fine. Right. Any more questions? No questions, right? No, not postpone, right? Might be you're having